Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Thursday, one day closer to the weekend, but we want to dive right into the breaking news that we just received, and that's what makes Daily Blast Live so special is we can deliver the news to you right here, right now in real time. Bill Cosby has been found guilty on all 3 counts of aggravated indecent sexual assault. 80-year-old Cosby could face 5 to 10 years in prison for each count and up to $25,000 in fines per count. And after a day and a half of deliberations, the jury returned to the courtroom early this afternoon in Philadelphia to deliver the guilty verdict. Wow. We were here just a few minutes ago waiting to hear because we knew that the jury was called into the courtroom. We did not know if they had a question or if we were going to hear that verdict. And we did not know. We just did it in the room. We were split. Some people thought he would get off, and other people thought that he would be found guilty. Thank God he is found guilty.
Right, and I think it's a lot of vindication for a lot of women out there. He was convicted of 3 counts, and I think there was more people that came forward that didn't testify or didn't go in. So I think a lot of people are feeling vindication out there. A lot of women are feeling vindication, and I think it's the right verdict. You know what I mean? He's 80 years old. He's a celebrity. You have to treat him like a human, not like Bill Cosby, that he did some horrific thing to some women, and I think he's going to get what he deserves now.
Absolutely. And we have, what is that, Rena? Okay, we do have a live picture. Like I told you guys, we are live and we are jumping on this as we can. So right here, we're waiting for, this is a live picture. We are waiting to see Bill Cosby leave the courtroom, leave the courthouse. As of now, we have not seen that. But since we are live and we're looking at the live feed, we will show you everything that is going on in that courtroom.
We could chat over while we keep this on. But
Yeah.
I think you go immediately. I'm not for sure, but I think you go immediately to jail. After you're convicted,
guilty.
He's going right to prison. Like, it's over.
I mean, he's not a flight risk. Maybe he would go home and be put on house arrest. I don't know. But I mean, this is a changing day in American history. I think this caps the Me Too movement. Like this is, I feel like from this point on, no matter how big you are, the fact that Bill Cosby went down, everybody's put on notice that you will go to jail for this.
No matter if you're famous or beloved. We do have, right now, we have an attorney, our friend of a show, the friend of our show, Erin Elmore, who lives in Philadelphia. She's joining us on the phone. Erin, can you hear us?
I hear you. Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hey, what's up, girl?
Hi, Erin. How are you? Please give us the lay of the land. You're in Philadelphia. You've been following this trial. What did you predict that it would have been a guilty verdict on all 3 accounts?
I said to Erica Cobb earlier in the week on the show, I thought it was going to be a hung jury or a guilty, and we got the guilty. Now, as soon as I heard that the verdict was in, I sped over to the courthouse as legally quickly as I could. I'm pulling up now, and all I see is chaos. Every news station is here. We have not seen Bill Cosby. I know you guys are watching the live feed. And a good telltale sign, by the way, that this was going to happen was that this jury only deliberated for 13 hours. When a jury deliberates for a short amount of time, that usually is an indication that they're going to come back with a big fat guilty. And I think this really is vindication for 60 alleged accusers right here. That is the most we've had in any sort of case like this in the history of the United States. And with these 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault, 10 years in prison possibly for each, let's call that 30 right there. This man will never likely see the light of day again unless this judge is extremely lenient, which it doesn't likely behoove him to do so. This jury was 7 men and 5 women, and I think these other women that testified that they had similar experiences to Andrea Constand are what put the nail in the coffin for
yes,
Bill
it was.
Cosby here.
It showcased the pattern of behavior. But I want to ask you, Erin, since you live this world as an attorney, what happens next? Does he go right into jail? Will he be able to talk with his attorneys, talk to his wife, say goodbye? What happens?
Because he was not incarcerated during the trial, so he will get to likely go home pending unforeseen crazy circumstances. A sentencing phase occurs later. Today we just have our verdict in. This is not the sentencing phase. So he will likely get to go home. I'm sure there will be parameters on what that looks like. I'm sure we'll have a monitoring bracelet around his ankle to determine his whereabouts. But sentencing is within a reasonable amount of time, and that will occur at a later date. Sometimes, not in this case, I don't believe, there's a whole other jury to decide what that could look like. But in this situation, all we know is that sentencing is going to occur at a later date, and he will likely be released to his home as he was not incarcerated during the trial.
Yeah. Now, Aaron, I know you're just getting there. Are there people on both sides? Are there pro-Cosby people outside protesting? Like, what does it look like outside, or is it mostly just the press?
There's a lot of press. People are starting to gather because it is a bit of a ways outside of Center City, Philadelphia, about 25, 30 minutes by car. You see a few people carrying signs supporting Cosby, and you see people on the other side. There's police keeping them at bay. This is around this community. There are a lot of churches that do handouts to various shelters. So there's a lot of crowd gathering on the streets. There's also law firms. Everyone just wants to get a peek at Bill Cosby and see if perhaps Tom Mesereau is going to make a statement.